Hi there, welcome along to Waryard, and today we've got something just a little bit different. I've picked up a kit and I'm going to do a review of this kit. I wasn't intending to, but I kind of want to warn a lot of people about this because I'm very disappointed with what I've ended up with, and I think an awful lot of other people who buy this kit being swayed by the pretty picture on the box and the lack of any description which alludes to actually what you have to do to build this kit, I think is a real thumbs down for this kit. Now, there may be people out there, probably will be people out there, who either are in the know, well, good for you, the packaging doesn't make you in the know, and also there's probably people out there who rather relish the challenge, and maybe this kit is for you, but for the vast majority of people, steer clear of this kit because it's not what you would expect based on the packaging. Doing something a bit different today. I bought this Wills Kit CK12 two-road engine shed, and well, not very impressed at all so far, I have to be honest. I'm just trying to build it, but just to give you an idea, look at the flash that's over those window apertures, but that's not the worst bit. The worst bit is that effectively this kit is little more than a series of sheets of plastic which, unbeknownst to me, because the packaging is not clear, they expect you to cut these out. I'm sorry, Wills. I bought this because I wanted an engine shed. I didn't buy this because I wanted to scratch build an engine shed. If I'd have wanted to scratch build an engine shed, I'd have bought the plain sheets and cut out all these bits. The reason I, and probably an awful lot of other people, would buy one of these kits is because we want the shed. And what I was actually expecting was a kit to build the shed, but actually what I get is a series of materials and an expectation that I'm supposed to cut these out. Now, if we look at these, they're quite thick bits of plastic card. In all honesty, I'd have gone for the Metcalf card kit if I was expected to actually build all these bits from scratch. I don't like working in this medium. It's very unwieldy for somebody like me. I don't trust myself to cut straight lines. It's not for me. The packaging doesn't make clear on that, so I really can't recommend this unless you're into scratch building. And if you're into scratch building, why would you buy the kit when you could just buy presumably just sheets of this stuff, and you can buy the sheets of the windows, and yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm just not impressed. I thought that this was going to be an actual kit rather than some very, very sketchy instructions that seems to be expecting me to very precisely cut all these pieces. It ain't going to happen. I basically feel like I've wasted my money. Now, this may be for you. You may be going, oh wow, that is the sort of thing that I really love building. But I believe that you're probably in a minority, and there must be a lot of people who've kind of been suckered by the picture on these, and the fact that nowhere on here does it really... Yeah, there we are. See, it includes all parts necessary to complete the structure, with exception of paint adhesives and scenic accessories. Finely detailed plastic mouldings, easily fabricated panels. That does not tally with what actually comes in the kits. You're expected to very precisely measure up and cut out your own pieces. There's no sign of the actual pieces, quite frankly. You get this picture, which appears to actually be a hand-drawn picture, and you're expected to fabricate so much from scratch. You know, I'm sorry, but this is a disappointment to me. It's not what the packaging suggested I was going to get, and clearly there's no hint on here about the massive amounts of scratch building that's required, and I'm going to end up with a vastly inferior kit. I've spent a lot of money on this, and it is just a disappointment through and through. Now, this disappointment could have been avoided by much clearer packaging, which even just down to giving you the footprint of these items. There's another big gripe, is that these kits do not even tell you the footprint that these things occupy. Not really sure why. That, in my view, is essential to be able to plan and judge where you can put these items. So all in all, I'd give this maybe even just 1 out of 10. If I wanted to scratch build, I'd have bought the materials to scratch build. I purposefully hate scratch building with a vengeance. I do kit bashing, and I do it with card kits, because plastic kits such as these, if they expect you to cut these pieces, it ain't going to happen. I'm going to end up with basically a load of scrap. Another area that's yet more disappointment on this kit is that these templates, not really quite sure how you're supposed to use them, but they don't even line up to the sheets that you're given. So it's expecting me to cut mitered ends, and you know what? I'm probably just going to bin all this. It's going to go straight into my scrap box, and I can't really see use for it. I've just wasted a lot of money on this kit. Which could have been avoided through far better description on the packaging. I can't be the only person who's been very, very disappointed when they've got one of these kits home only to find that actually they're expected to scratch build most of the parts. Very big disappointment. Turns out as well, when I've measured the templates, they are actually smaller than the size they're saying that they are. So cut out the template to use on the back here, and it is the wrong size. This is too small, because where you measure, say, 65 millimeters there, you don't get 65 millimeters there. You get 62. More and more disappointments coming from this kit. So a video review wouldn't be entirely fair without me trying to build it. So that is exactly what I've done. And it has not been an enjoyable experience. Been beset by problems. The instructions were too vague. The fact that you had to cut all your own pieces from what's pretty much just plain construction plastic card is really something that I despise doing. If I'd have known that that's what this kit was about, if it had been clear on the packaging, I wouldn't have bought it. But, you know, I've ploughed ahead and done the best I can. I am not a scratch builder. I despise scratch building. And there's a lot of bits that I find are rough around the edges. And as you can see, I've had to adapt the roof line. So just there at the end and at the other end, the templates were impossible to follow because the instructions and the templates had been reproduced at undersize to what they should have been. They were just impossible to use properly. So I had to wing it a little bit. The end result probably looks not too bad, but it's not the sort of kit that I would have chosen to have made. And if I was going to build a kit like this from scratch, in all honesty, I would probably go for a Metcalf kit, which being card, I'm pretty confident that the finish would have been there, and it would have also been fairly readily adaptable if needs be. Now, as chance would have it, this kit is exactly the right footprint for where I need it to go. But it would have been nice for the footprint of these kits to be reproduced on the box and packaging. Nowhere has it done that, which has meant that I've had to refer to the Pico catalogue at my local model shop to be able to have ascertained the actual footprint of the finished kit. And simple things like that just smack to me of a kit that not enough thought and planning has gone into. And I find kits of this nature to be almost pretentious. It's like, look at this, we're going to hide some of the details from you, and we're going to make this so exclusive to scratch builders that really it's no fun whatsoever to build. And I can't imagine anybody who's into scratch building would have found undersized templates in any way enjoyable to work with. So there we have it. 2 out of 10 is my generous, in my opinion, score for this kit. It does build up eventually with a lot of skill and patience into what does look like a reasonable representation of the prototype. It still needs final painting, finishing and weathering, but certainly to be what it shows on the box, well, it needs a great deal of skill. So if you've bought one of these, I'd love to hear from you. Did you know what you were getting into? Or have you bought one of these craftsman kits from Wills and been quite disappointed, as I was, that the packaging does not allude to the full state of what you have to build? Love to hear from you. Well, with a lot of work, and I mean a lot of work, to cut out all those individual pieces from the just the bare plastic card that it gives you in this kit, it's made up into, well, it's a passable building. I'm not entirely happy with it, but I think a lot of people will probably look at the finish I've got on this and think, you know, what are you complaining about? But it still doesn't change my score for this kit. And really the score of 2 out of 10 is down to poor instructions, poor packaging that doesn't allude properly to the nature of this kit, and also technical drawings and templates that have been reproduced in the kit at the wrong size, making this almost impossible to build. So you can see on either end of this kit, this small bit of flat roof there and there is as a direct result of the inadequacies of the reproduction of the templates that has just made it pretty much impossible to build this as per the picture on the box. So, well, I'd love to know what you think about this kit, whether this is something that you have bought and attempted knowing full well what you're getting into, or maybe you bought and attempted this kit and were disappointed as I was because the packaging failed to make clear exactly what it was that this kit, in inverted commas, was giving you. Love to hear from you. Anyway, I hope this video has been informative to you. Don't forget to like this video, share it too, and also subscribe to the channel, and you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. But you take really good care of yourself. It's me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now. Today's video has been brought to you in part thanks to the generous donation of my fans on Patreon, and a huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Mark Anthony, Michael Churchwood, Bob Threeton, Alec Ralph, Anthony Hunt, William Wade, Wayne Johns, and Offshore Alan. If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk. Thank you. Today's video has been brought to you by my books, Bringing Home the Stars, Twinkle Little Star, and also you can get the complete comic collections of All Over the House, Books 1, Books 2, and also the wacky zany Life of Knobty Mouse. Thanks, and catch you later.